Hello, how are you? I hope you can hear me, and I hope this will save. We've been having troubles. Okay, we're going to talk once more about stop and think. I realize that this voice and my face are not together, but we'll do the best we can. Tonight, you have received a copy of um, Stop and Think, Be Quiet, Get Space, and Calm Down. Okay, just try to look at the handout for a moment, and it tells us that every single person has angry feelings from time to time. So, anger's not a good thing or a bad thing, it is just a feeling. It comes, it goes. It's what we do with it that causes the trouble. Okay, so some things might trigger us more than others, and one of those is disrespect. The way that we think, the way that we believe, and the feelings that we have in our needs. We may need a certain amount of respect, and if we feel like we're not getting it, we may get triggered. Another one is perceived threat. Anytime we feel like we're being threatened, either verbally, our manhood or womanhood, somebody's going to take our man, somebody's going to take our woman, somebody's going to get our job, somebody's going to look better than we are. Those are forms of threat or perceived threat. Another one is called paranoid beliefs. They did that on purpose, just to wind me up. The best form of defense is to attack before they do. So you're walking in the grocery store, somebody nudges you by accident or on purpose. You decide. Based on what you believe, you will decide that it is either a threat or an accident. It was done purposely or not. And based on what you believe and think, you will feel a certain way and act a certain way. Okay. Let us look down to the the bold print. It says for some people, guess what? People are they are angry all the time. They are constantly reinforced by their negative interpretation of things that happen to them. And just beneath beneath the surface, they are always ready to explode. Okay? You know anyone like that? I wonder what would be going on with them. What might cause them to be ready to explode all the time? Okay. Now, we've talked about anger. There are other things. Examples are things that end, whether it's a relationship, a job, a time in our life. We may have problems with that. Another thing that might be threatening or be a problem would be if we have to change where we live or who we're around. If our environment has changed, we may suffer a loss of self identity. I might be a big shot in Champaign, but when I move to Florida, nobody knows me there, and I'm just another person. So I might lose my self identity. Okay. Another is on page 2, we have frequent or chronic anger and the serious consequences of health. So when you are talking with Esther, please go over those and see which ones match you. Then there is what happens to us biologically and any feelings that we might have because of our biological sensations. Okay. What shall I do if I think I may have a problem with expressing anger and controlling anger? Well, you have to come and see Pat. Okay. All right. So now, um, on page 3, there are in the middle of the page, it gives us an example of things that we can do, and it's called Use the Life Model. It says listen, use I statements, allow people freedom, and believe that everyone is a winner. Please go over these with Esther and see what you think. Okay. Another problem that we might have towards the end of the page is called anger and depression. Okay. So, a lot of times people are angry, 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 angry. And why they're angry is they are very, very depressed. So sometimes we have to deal with depression to get rid of anger. Okay, now on page 4, I want you and Esther to go over these situations. The portion where it says, here are some situations for you to choose or more or choose more positive action. So I want you to read through those and see what you could do or what Billy could do differently. What new action could he choose? Okay? All right. Very good. Now don't give Esther a hard time and make sure that you got signed in the attendance sheet book tonight. For those of you who are doing substance abuse, make sure that you do your substance abuse pages, put your name on the notebook paper, and do your progress note. I am so sorry for the problems that we are having with Skype. We are trying everything we can to try to figure out what the problem is. So please bear with us and have a great night. Bye.